Good morning, everybody. This is Chris Robinson, Robinson Ag Marketing, with today's pre-opening grain and livestock comments for the fourth day of February, Wednesday. We've made it to the middle of the week. Quiet night overnight. 3 cent range in corn, down 1 3/4 cent, 4.26 3/4 in March. These corn, 2 cent range, 2 3/4 cent range, down a penny and a half, 4.55. Moving ahead, if I'm a producer, I definitely, absolutely want to make sure that you don't let 4.50 or 4.45 corn slip away. March beans, an 8 cent range overnight was pretty quiet night, down 2 3/4 cent at 10.63. New crop beans down 2 cents, 10.77 and a quarter, with another 7 cent range. So quiet night overnight, not a lot of things going on there. Wheat down another 3 cents. Chicago had a 7.5 cent range, 5.25 and a quarter March. Chicago wheat trading. If you look out for next year's wheat, right, you're going to be harvesting and selling it next year. It's at 5.45, down 3.5 cents. Wheat, had a decent bounce on the cold weather in Russia. We traded as high as 62 in new crop wheat. You just don't want to be in a situation where 5.25 wheat goes away. So we had a 40-cent rally, the highest price we've had in a bit, going back to November. But we're slipping lower there, so we'll see. The bull needs to be fed every day, guys, and we're looking for that bullish narrative. It's just not there right now. Moving on to the cattle, it seems pretty evident that cattle at least wants to think about taking a shot at those old highs. It sure is acting like it. We hit the highest trade for fat cattle since October. There's a gap up there in October that comes in at 247.30. We're trading at 241.60. So that could be something to watch. In the March feeders, we finished higher yesterday, 367.90, 368 trading. Again, that's the highest price we've had since October 22nd, since Halloween. So the only thing that's left up there for March feeders is that old gap, which starts at 370.675 and gets filled at 375. So I think that's what people are looking at as we finish out the week. Now, remember, we were up here before and we dropped from 378 to 297.80, right? That's 293.30, right? So we had that horrendous drop. We've clawed pretty much all of it back. If you didn't like that experience of watching the flat price on the board drop, $80, hopefully you learned your lesson and you'll set a hedge this time. If not, the setup's there. We could do that again. Nobody knows when that correction is going to come. It will come, though, sooner or later. That is for sure. Okay, that is my take on that. Get your risk on paper. You are always bet long if you're a producer, so you are a commodity trader. You have to wrap your head around that. And what we try to do is recognize that, manage that position as best we can. Nobody sells the high. Nobody buys the low. That's insanity. And those people there's a dime a dozen out there that will tell you they can do that. I've been doing this for 30 years. What we go for is to try to get the meat of the move. We want you to be in the upper quadrant of available prices, not making bad decisions down there, making sales, as the market's collapsing. So that is why we hedge. We hedge before the collapse. And since nobody can promise you when the correction is going to come, it's always a judgment call. It's always more of an art than a science. And that's what we try to do. We try to look for opportunities to set good hedges where we keep our upsides open for future gains. But it's very nice to have a hedge when things are going to hell in a handbasket. All right, that's it. This is Chris Robinson, the 312-638-8868. If you're not getting my letter, take a look at my website, robinsonagmarketing.com. Thank you.